So anyhow, in this next video here, the Outlaw, we are gonna take you through the whole step by step of the build process of ripping it down, what it looked like before it came to this, because it's a whole different looking beast. It was actually black and silver. It's an 06, the original year, I believe, for the Outlaw. Maybe it was an 05 that came out, I can't remember, but anyhow, so I'll show you the video of, in the video we'll show a bunch of pictures of throughout the build process, you know, ripping it down to all the parts coming in from powder coating and reassembly. And sorry, I've been kind of slacking on videos on this thing and just don't have the time to mess around and film and try to put it together. Just when I put it together, I just want to get it done because I don't have a lot of time. Worky, you know how that goes. So here's the Outlaw. It's coming along, just about ready to drop the motor in. Got everything just pretty much mocked up, plastic just sitting on here. But we've got everything, everything is in place. Everything is in place and ready to roll. Just need to put a couple bushings in the back here. And a seal down there. Got those, I just have to put those in. But everything is coming along pretty nicely, actually. Kind of looking forward to getting this thing rolling again. It's been a while. It's been quite some time since we've done anything with it. Kind of did a lot of work in the last few days on it. Kind of getting the itch again. Got everything in here. I'm hoping I can get the motor in with the rad in. I can't remember if I took it out with the rad in or not. Can't remember. There's our wiring, starter, fuel lines. Everything is looking pretty good. Just gotta get this other tie rod end. Need to get the shafts for inside of the AR bushings. The ones I had were just rusty and kind of a little bit worn out. Yeah, so got everything up here in the front. Kind of see them side by side beside the Kodiak. You can see that the Outlaw has quite a bit more ground clearance than the Kodiak, at least in the front end. It's quite insane, the difference. Ground clearance under the Kodiak, or under the Outlaw, and then under the Kodiak. Pretty crazy. There's quite a bit more Outlaw, or ground clearance on the Outlaw. So maybe that will help me get through the mud. I doubt it. It's still gonna get stuck. But I think I'm gonna put this thing up for sale on good old Kijiji. Probably be the nicest Outlaw you're gonna find, unless you find one that's brand new, which is gonna be pretty tough. Because every part on this thing is brand spanooch. Like every bushing, bearing, you know, the center housing here, I guess they call it the rear assembly. It's new. CV joints, friggin' rebuild shocks, every bushing, bearing, ball joint, tie rod end, center link, like every part on this thing is brand new. They'll probably list it for around 4,000 Canadian, which is a lot less than what I put into it. I've got $1,000 in powder coating and sandblasting alone in this thing. Never mind all the parts. The motor's gonna be rebuilt. New valves, piston, rings. Bottom engine, it's still good. It's have a new clutch. Nets for the baskets. I'm using some old tie straps here. Just fit them through. I'm gonna sew them up on my sewing machine. See how they turn out. Should be alright. But yeah, I've even gone as far as greasing all those cables. I've got grease down inside of them. Cleaned out the rad. Gonna be running Evan's waterless coolant in here too. Full synthetics, you know, good stuff. Not for the break-in though. No synthetic oil in the motor for the break-in period, just regular oil. Then once we break it in, we'll put some synthetic in it so it breaks in properly. But definitely want to get rid of it. Clean it all up, like give you an idea. This plastic here, this front stuff, which I've wiped up, it's a little dusty now, as you can see, but it looked exactly the same way. Just cleaned it up. Let's see here. It's pretty nice, considering that's what it looked like when I started. So just a little more polishing, a little bit of polishing here. So I'll sand it down the 2000 grit. It's all nice and smooth, ready to roll. Sand that down and polish it up. Just gotta polish this up and we're good to go. Someone can own this bad boy. And like I say, same thing on the front end. Got new all balls ball joints up and bottom. New all balls wheel bearings. New brake pads. These are either all balls or EPI bushings. Yeah, so we're in pretty good shape. We'll have a new battery. Yeah, don't know what else is really original on it except for maybe the rims. I think that's about all that's left from original parts. It's also got Outlaw 525 brakes, front brakes, and rear caliper. The front brakes are a little, I think they're dual piston, where the 500s are only a single piston, so I upgraded that. Also upgraded the master cylinder from the 500 or 525 KTM version. So we'll get this puppy going and do a few shakedown rides on it, make sure everything's good to go, and pass it off to someone else, because this thing and this, you know, I'll kill Seth if I ride this, because he'll try to keep up with me and then he'll eat a tree or something, because this thing is too quick for riding with him on the Kodiak. Like, Kodiak does 80 kilometers an hour. This thing, I'm guessing, is 120k an hour. Easy. Through big bumps and stuff. It's pretty nice. I don't know if I mentioned to you, but all the suspension has also been rebuilt. It's still in the original, I still have the original valving and stuff put inside of it, so it's not like it's valved for anything particular. I think it's 160 pounds or 150 pounds is what they valve it for stock, somewhere in that neighborhood. But yeah, complete rebuilds, new seals, new oil, everything inside the shocks. Yeah, that cost me a few bucks to get that done. Like I say, just the parts alone on this thing are worth, the parts that I put into it. I've got probably 3,000 or 4,000 just in parts, and the powder coating, rebuilds. You know, doesn't take long. But yeah, so here she be, an update on the old Outlaw.